So in this intro to 8.3.4, we're going to continue our investigation into tables and graphs, but this time we're not going to use the graph to prepare the table. What we're actually going to do is we're going to compare the table to the graph. Over here you see I have a table built, and over here I have a graph built. Well, number one, I really have no idea how these two compare. So there's a couple of ways we can do this. Number one, we can find our rates of change or our slopes. So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to find a point, one of those pretty points that makes it easy to see what it is. And look, here's one right here. Here's my rate of change right here. It's up 30. And over 5. So my rate of change on this line is 30 over 5. We can reduce that because we can simply plug it into my calculator. And I want you to get used to using the calculator all of the time. So I don't know why I closed it. That was really weird of me. So here we go. So I'm going to use my calculator. 30 divided by 5 tells me my unit rate is 6 over 1. My rate of change is 6 over 1. So for every 6 I go up, it's over 1. So that would be 6 over 1. That would be 12 over 2. That would be 18 over 3, 24 over 4, and so on up to 6 over 5. These are the points I don't remember. They're not pretty, but they're okay. It's still the same thing. So now that means my equation for this line, here's my rate of change, y equals 6 over 1x. So there's my equation. I'm going to go ahead and erase all this other stuff off of here. And we're going to leave that. Whoops. That was weird. I don't know why that thing disappeared. Y equals 6 over 1x. Don't know why I can't get rid of that. That's okay. We'll leave it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we can do a couple of things with this. Number one, we could take and plot a point about where it is. 2 up over 2 means it's going to be up over 7. Well, 7's less than 10, probably right about there. Up over to 4 and go up to 14. It's going to be a little bit less than halfway. 6 is going to be 21, so just over the 20. And 8 is going to be 28. 8 is going to be 28, which is just less than 30. And I think, whoops, that's in a weird spot. Let me move it down because we don't want it to be on 30. So now if we were to take and draw a line through this, not bad. Let's move some points down so they're on the line so we get them a little bit closer to where they should be. Now you can actually see which rate of change is going faster. The steeper it is, the faster it's growing. The less steep, the slower it's growing. So we know now that the table is growing slower than the graph. So let's figure out what the rate of change is. Whenever we start at 0, 0, once again, we're going to go back to our calculator and we're going to figure it out. Because all of those points are on the line, I can simply go rise over run. So 7 divided by 2 is going to be 3.5. Let's just see if they're all the same. 4 divided by 14. Whoops. 14 divided by 4, 3.5. 21 divided by 6, 3.5. And 28 divided by 8, once again, 3.5. So we know that that rate of change happens to be 3.5. So my equation is simply y changes at the rate of 3.5 which, by the way, now we can call these our unit rates because we talked about unit rates last year as in seventh grade. 3.5 over 1. So for every 1 minute, it's a change of 3.5. For every 1 minute, it's a change of 6, or however you want to read those. So we know that in this instance, the table grows at a slower rate than the graph.